Hey, I'm Dan. This is the Queens Museum, which was also the New York City Pavilion in, I believe, both the 1939 and 1964 World's Fairs here in Flushing Meadow Corona Park. And right over here is the Unisphere. It's a globe of the world, and this sign is filled with water, this area around it. Not right now. It was in rougher shape a few years ago. It's being remodeled now. It was kind of. Let's see if I can get back. So I never had my opportunity going there before they started fixing it. It was in pretty rough shape for a while. It had a nice canvas roof back when it was part of the 1964 World's Fair. More of the area. That area all would have been covered by a canvas back in the day. Obviously, it was quite a sight back in the day. So this is the state of the New York Pavilion from the 1964 World's Fair. At current, they are restoring it, so it's going to probably look better in a few years. I have to look at what plans they have for it, but I had tried to go on a tour on it a few years ago, but they had cut off the line, and then I had to take it for another day, and I could not go on that day, so. And that's the Queen Theater next to it. There's a sign that it was the New York State Pavilion. Right now I'm testing out my brand new Osmo Pocket 3, and I am testing this thing out in low light before I go to Disneyland, where I want to do some fun things with it. And the microphone on this camera, which I've never tested before. I've used this camera a little bit, but not with the mic. So right now we're in the Queens Museum of Art, where the panorama is. Let me turn this thing around. And as you can see, this can really test out the whole light function. Take a look at this. This, of course, was made for the fair. And this is a whole mock-up of New York City, where they've updated over time. Central Park. The big reservoir in the middle and the lakes. Nothing in Central Park generally is real. A lot of it was just set up by Olmsted and made to look like it was real as planning in the late 1800s. Let's see, where is Yankee Stadium? What was Grand Central Station, where a place that James Dolan does not want to leave. He's like about the only owner in all of professional sports that wouldn't kill to have a new arena. With all the new amenities, you can take all the arena and remodel a million times, but you'll still be at the limitations of your old building. And he'd rather be where he is than actually get a modern arena. I've never totally understood that. It's a good place to be, but you could easily have rapid transit a few blocks to a new garden. And you can make a much nicer Penn Station without the garden where it is. And it's not the original garden, so you'd just be going to like your fourth or your fifth garden. So, Old World Trade Center, which they've left up. They did not put the Freedom Tower out of respect to all that. It's a tough situation when you have that. It's such a tragedy there that you get updated with the Freedom Tower, but it's kind of, you want to preserve the history of what was there and all the people that died on September 11th, 2001. So I guess it's kind of a memorial to that they leave that up. In this room here, there's a lot of relics from the fair and old things that were in the panorama in the past that are now on display here in this room in the Queens Museum of Art, right outside the panorama, where you exit from the panorama on the upper level. So this is kind of a neat place here. That is the Court of the States building. This is the GE Pavilion. General Electric Progress Land. It almost looks like the modern logo for Progressive Insurance. And a Walt Disney presentation. So this is where some of the Disney stuff was here at this GE exhibit. The panorama's version of the whole World's Fair. Always part of it. This is obviously where we are right now is there. We have the New York Pavilion, which they have scaffolding around right down the river. The headquarters of the Justice League, the Hall of Justice. Just kidding, that is the Federal Pavilion for the 1939. For this is all stuff from 39, obviously. This plaque commemorates the first two scheduled television broadcasts. The opening of the RCA Pavilion at the 1939 World Fair on April 20th. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a TV address on April 30th, 1939, and presented by the Electric Industries Association Consumer Electronics Group on the site of the 1939 World Fair. Here are some of the stuff from the World's Fair. Relics. Here it is. Here's the Lincoln bust. There is a phone, I guess this is a phone used by President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. Here's the Bell exhibit from the panorama. The AT&T Bell System exhibit, which now is companies like the current AT&T and Verizon. Before they were broken up in the 80s after MCI sued them to compete and they forced a breakup. That's the official World's Fair. That's the official World's Fair paint set. So these are paint sets. They look. I thought was a. There's a World's Fair jigsaw puzzle. And a Viewmaster too. That's the World's Fair Viewmaster and Jigsaw puzzle. The World's Fair party card game. The World's Fair oil painting set down there. And the World's Fair painting set. What else we have? This is the Kodak Pavilion. There. That's the Ford Pavilion down there. This is all from the Avenue of Transportation. So this is the whole Avenue of Transportation. Look at these. Oh, there's things. These are from the... It's like a sign pointing to the World's Fair. I know they had the patch on the Mets uniforms back then. Here's some buildings. More panorama buildings. This is the 1939 electric building. These are all ones from the panorama from 39, which they've obviously updated the building. I've cleared a lot of the chairs away from the presentation or the event that was here earlier. So there's more open up now.